You're listening to Radio BINGO Fukuyama, Amigo Chiku Shimin. So, hello everyone out there in Radio Land. My name is Matthew Godfrey. I emigrated to Fukuyama 2 months ago. My wife Lauren, who teaches at Eisugakuin, is very pregnant at the moment, 38 weeks in fact. And my new baby, he'll be my firstborn son, and his name is going to be Leopold Theobald Godfrey.
Oh.
Yes. So, Chaki, shall I introduce myself in
yeah,
Nihongo?
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give this a go. こんにちは皆さん、そこにレジオ地帯で。僕はゴッドフリー・マシュです。オーストラリア人です。僕は2ヶ月前、ここ福山に来ました。僕は妻ローレン先生、が出産しようとしています。聞いてくれてありがとうございました。
Thank you very much.
Great.
Welcome to the radio show.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. Okay. The first one, what's the purpose to visit to Fukuyama?
Well, I mean, my wife emigrated in March, and I wasn't able to because I was editing a very sort of important. I'm an editor by trade, so an important science fiction novel that's going to be. Yeah, so it's going to be a big success. So it's called Quorum Treaty. It's by a guy named Glenn Roethlisberger. From a series called Law of Energy and Light, and so I had to continue doing that before I came over, but I'm here now to witness the birth of my son, and it's been really interesting so far.
Oh yeah, you can look forward to seeing his son.
Oh, I can't wait to see his face. Every single ultrasound she's had, he's always had his hands in front of his face or his foot in front of his face. So it's going to be a real sort of revelation when we finally get to see Leopold Theobald Godfrey. So,
in Fukuyama, born in Fukuyama.
Yeah, born in Fukuyama. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
はい、で今日のゲストはね、マティオさんというのはオーストラリアから来られてまして、2ヶ月前ですね、到着ということで、今ね、もう出産間近ということでね、
そうなんですよね。
もう本当期待がね、
楽しみな。
高まってますね。
はい、ローレンさんね、本当にご一緒にね来られる予定でしたけど、
マティオさんの仕事はね、エディターですね。
はい、
ジョブであるエディター。
はい、エディター。Yeah. エディターとコメディアンとアクター。I do many different things.
Well, Marshall, what's happening airport, Kansai airport?
Oh, about what I found, yeah. So when I first arrived in Japan, it was actually something quite funny. Well, I think it was quite funny. It was funny and scary that happened to me at Kansai Airport in Osaka. So a lot of you may be familiar with the show Breaking Bad, and my wife she requested me bring a chopping board, and it's a novelty chopping board with Walter White's face on it. And it says "Let's cook," as in like "Let's cook methamphetamine," you know, like it's a joke sort of thing. Yeah. So it was put on top of my suitcase because it helped push everything down. The problem is at Perth Airport, at Paarl Airport, they give you these bags, these clear bags to put your loose possessions in while they go through security screening, and so I unknowingly sort of put in this wallet type thing that was quite old, and it was white and it was flaking, and I just went through security and I put it in my bag, and I didn't think again about it. So I arrive at Kansai Airport, and I get to quarantine, and the immigrations officer, the lady, she opens my bag and she sees the picture of Walter White on the chopping board and she says, Walter White, Walter White, and I'm pointing at me. And I was like, oh, yes, you caught me, like, oh, it's a joke. And then she proceeds to go through the rest of my bag and then finds a clear bag full of what looks like white powder. Now, what had actually happened was this wallet I was keeping everything in was old and had been flaking off during my 17-hour journey. So what she was essentially holding up was a bag of like white powder that looked exactly like methamphetamine. So suddenly things got very, very serious. She called over the policeman and she said, "Chotto mate kudasai," and like made me stop in my tracks. And I was freaking out. Like I didn't. And then I remembered the wallet and it was old. It must be the wallet. And so the policeman, he put the powder in the little drug testing kit, and he gave it a little shake, like you see on those airport shows, and it came up negative.
Clear.
Yeah, clear, absolutely. It came up negative, of course.
とてもね、怖い経験されたんですよ。
And then so I went into my bag and I pulled out the wallet and I showed them all that it was flaking off, and everyone just burst out laughing. And it was just funny to see all these policemen with very big guns suddenly like laughing their heads off. So I mean, it's quite an interesting introduction to Japan.
Okay, the first time.
Did I think it was a drug or an explosive?
Yes. So they thought it was a drug because the show Breaking Bad is about a science teacher, just like my wife, who he gets cancer. The main character gets cancer, but he wants to provide for his family, so he ends up making methamphetamine. So the lady at quarantine had obviously seen the show, and she drew the connection between the white powder and the image of Walter White. So they thought it was meth, basically. Yeah.
まあね、白い粉って言ってね、大体麻薬とかね、そういうのにね、間違われるというね。
それも透明なね、袋の中に入ってると余計ね、怪しまれるという、そうですよね。はい、でも良かったです。Could you introduce your town and Paris?
Yeah, I can tell you a little bit about Perth. So Perth is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. We're actually the most isolated capital city in the world. We're the furthest capital city away from any other capital city. And the one thing that makes Perth so special is actually not Perth itself. It's not actually on the mainland of Australia, but it's this island we have called Rottnest Island. And it's not the island itself that's special, but it's the animals that live on the island that makes Perth so special. And these animals are called quokkas.
Oh.
And they are my favourite animal in the world. So basically, there are about 10,000 of them on the island, and they have lived on Rottnest Island for the past, 40,000 years, and they've had no natural predators. So they don't know the concept of predation. So they are just so friendly. They will approach anyone at all. They will approach absolutely anyone, and they'll, it's very popular on Instagram to take selfies with them at the moment. But I just absolutely love that there's still some innocence, left in the world.
はい、マシューさんは、オーストラリアのね、パースの出身ということで、どんな場所かと言いますと、オーストラリアのちょうど西側にありますね。そしてやっぱり首都からかなり離れてるので、ね、ちょっとこう自然の豊かなところということで、そしてマシューさんのお気に入りの動物なんですが、やはりオーストラリアというと皆さんワラビーとかね思い浮かべる方も多いと思うんですが、ちょっと似てるけどちっちゃいネズミの種類、kind of rat.
Yeah. Well, that's actually how Rottnest got named. when the Dutch first discovered it, they thought it was a nest full of rats, so big rats. But yeah, more like a kind of a wallaby crossed with a rat.
なんかネズミとかウサギにも似てるなと思いましたね。ちょっと写真見せてくださって初めてなんですけども、とっても彼好きなんですね。世界で一番好きな動物。
ね、とっても可愛らしい。Very friendly.
Extremely friendly.
The name is The name of animal. This animal.
Quokka or quokka. So anyone listening out there, go to Pasu and go to Rotonesto Island. What's that island in Japanese? Shima? Rotonesto Shima. And see the quokka, and trust me, you won't regret it. You won't regret it.